good with it in the hood with it? Welcome back to the Collective Clips, where you already know we get it in. But before we get it in, let's hit that like and subscribe button. Ding! Put your notification bell on all, so that way you're directed in the direction of the dope content I'm kicking. And I highly appreciate all the support, man. We're going up on this channel, and it's all because of you. And for that, I can say I'm very humbled, and I appreciate it a lot, man. Thank you guys so much. Shout! Right now, trip out. Adam's crazy, right? Adam 22 done lost it, man. That's a fact, you know. He's playing with fire. Straight up explosive mode. This Vato has decided to just not even step, just fucking cartwheel into a whole pile of shit. Cartwheel and start playing with fire, right? Now, when Adam was doing his No Jumper podcast and speaking on black politics, even then I was always under the assumption like, man, it's only a matter of time before something catches up to him. Like, this Vato's a trip. He's crazy, right? He's involving himself in the streets. And when you involve yourself in street business, street issues pop up. Street things happen. You know, when you're involving yourself with street dudes and bringing them onto your podcast, you never know what could pop off, man. It could definitely go up fast. And now, if the views are worth it, if the attention is worth it, I guess to each man their own. You can't knock a man's hustle. You can't hate on a man's hustle. But at the same time, if you see like crazy shit going on, you got to be that one to say, hey, wow, bro, this Vato really doesn't know what he's getting himself involved in. You know, so when he was dealing with the black politics, whether it was Crips or Bloods or Kumis or whatever, I was kind of just like, man, I know brothers doing time with brothers, man. They don't play. You know, they're situational, though. There's certain situations for certain situations. You know, but at the end of the day, man, you don't want to disrespect a brother. And I've seen the way Adam, you know, nonchalantly carries himself and basically kind of ridicules people or throws disses or disrespect towards them. And I always thought he was a fucking fool for that. I was like, this Vato's really a cheater who like that. He doesn't care. Right now, he's dealing with Mexican politics and he's playing with actual factual fire, right? Now, one thing about Mexicans, whether it be Norteños or Southsiders, Sureños, however you want to say it, man, you don't involve yourself in their shit if you don't know their shit, right? You better do your homework. You better know who you're bringing onto your podcast. You better know who's going to take it as disrespect, because it could be easy as 1, 2, 3, and 4, man. And Vatos will get off where they're mad at. Now, I understand Adam thinks that it's just podcasting. It's just social media. It really it isn't that serious. And I know a lot of people laugh and they're like, man, it ain't that serious. These Vatos ain't going to do nada. You really think Lefty Gunplay's going to do something, or Lazy Boy's going to do something, or this guy or that guy's going to do something? And I can tell you, you never know. One never knows, does one. Here's some knowledge you can't get in college. When you're speaking on prison politics or gang politics, you better be ready for the repercussions. You better be ready for all that smoke, because it's going to get real smoky. And no, this ain't a Friday movie. It's going to be facts, right? People are going to trip. There's a lot of people that are not involved in the social media hype, the social media game, that really are about their barrios, their neighborhoods, the streets. And when it comes to Mexicans, man, you can't play with the Mexican about his hood or his barrio, because I'm going to tell you right now, bro, them are things that you don't play with. These are things that people have fought for, bled for, went to guerra for, and they take very seriously, especially when it's Norteño and Southsider issues. Now, lately, Adam has been going up out of his comfort zone and out of his box to invite certain elements of people onto his podcast. And I'm not going to say it's the first time. It's not like he hasn't brought Southsider rappers, and I guess now he's bringing Norteño rappers onto his platform. And it's a good thing that he's opening doors, he's letting other people shine, but it's also a very dangerous thing to play with. See, when you're playing with Mexicans, Holmes, whether you like to admit it or not, you're going to involve yourself in their pleito, in their politics. And everybody knows the North and South issues have been going on for 50 plus years. There's been a lot of wars fought, a lot of blood drip. Excuse me if you hear children running around in the back. I'm a single father, so I got kids. This is my weekend, right? Yeah. So if you hear any of that, it just is what it is. Again, another Mexican, another plight of a Mexican, right? You know, we out there just every chick we can find, and the living room is what pops up. A bunch of kids playing Fortnite. So anyway, so trip out. I don't mean to be distracting. I'm just being real. You know, that's how I keep it. No added preservatives right here on my channel. So anyways, back to Adam. You know, he's playing with fire. You know, when he brought Lazy Boy onto his channel from San Jose, I was kind of just like, whatever. You know, it seems like he picked I won't say the softest northerner because I'm going to give him his respect, but I'm going to say he picked someone that really, to me, wasn't mixed up like that politically. And I could be totally wrong. I don't know that vato from fucking Steven Adam to Sparkaleño, time to get down with a funky norteño. But one thing I do know about him is there's a lot of people that respect him in San Jose. There's a lot of people that show him love. There's a lot of people that are rocking with him. Real street dudes. Dudes that don't give a fuck about YouTube. Dudes that don't give a fuck about No Pumper or even give a fuck about my channel or any other channels. Dudes that have never even seen YouTube or social media in their life. They're just out there trying to wiggle, bro. Trying to get a bag. Trying to get real street credibility. Really trying to earn stripes and do that. You know, that's how the Norteño movement is. Very clandestine, very quiet. For many years, man, there's been a lot of back and forth on social media with North and South. But the guys that were going back and forth, for the most part, most of them aren't really involved like that. If they were, then they would know enough to know not to do that. Okay? So I always took it as a grain of salt when I seen guys woofing back and forth like, these guys are all bumping baking soda breath. This is just wolf cases. They're not really about that life, right? But now I'm starting to see real active, real northerners, norteños, man, actually coming on social media. Is it an invasion of social media? No. It's just that time is now for them to have their voices heard. You can't be from a barrio, a group, anything, a cause, and have other people speak upon you, man, without finally putting your fucking flag down and saying, we're going to speak for ourselves, homes. Because a lot of things get misconstrued. A lot of people have agendas and they tell stories the way they want to tell them, put tapatio on it and switch shit up to benefit them and to fit the mold of their story. But the norteños are actually having their presence felt now. There's a big presence now on social media of northerners where there once wasn't. And at first I thought, wow, this is something different. But I got to understand that times change and people's fucking mission changes and the things that they got to put out there. So I'm not mad at them for defending themselves, for finally voicing their opinion, because for a long time, man, there's been a lot of vatos from the South that have actually been, saying what they wanted to say. Vatos like Bozo and Lefty and I'm not here to pick sides and choose sides and say who's fucking in the wrong and who's in the right. But when vatos are constantly, clowning or throwing subliminals or straight up just shitting on your name, then you got to fight back. The time is now, right? And so they're doing that. And Adam is providing that platform. But what he doesn't understand is when you get involved in other people's shit, especially Mexicans' business, North and South, you're playing with fire. You're involving yourself in something if you didn't grow up knowing and you're not laced enough to know, could come back and bite you straight up in the nalgas. And this ain't no Fresno Bulldog shit. This is some real life stuff where motherfuckers will bite you from every different direction. I can understand the South's plight in this. Being that No Jumper is considered a Southern California podcast located in the South Side area of fucking Southern California, they can feel some type of way like you're inviting our enemies, you're inviting our opposition or our adversaries over and just letting them get comfortable and thinking that they could just fucking program here in any old way. That's the way they look at it. They don't look at it as, hey, you're just having an interview with some rappers from up north. And, anytime that you involve yourself in bringing and welcoming over people that other people feel from that area are not welcomed, what do you think is going to happen? Eventually, the bullshit is going to leak off into your lap and it's going to smell like caca. And that's what's happening to Adam right now. I've been hearing a lot of different things. Like, is he going to be held accountable for this? Are certain people going to get at him and be like, hey, bro, that's no longer allowed. You can't invite people into an area that's not your area. You might pay the rent for your facility. That might be your LCC and up under your name. But at the end of the day, Holmes, you don't understand. This is real gang life. This is real life, as real as it gets. And these vatos are willing to go to the fullest. There's guys that are doing life prison sentences behind the opposition and the adversaries. So it really gets tricky. So what Adam's doing, man, am I going to say, oh, he's crazy for doing it? No, I'm going to say he's stupid for doing certain things. But again, I commend him for allowing, everyone to have a voice, the voice of the voiceless. But it's very tricky and you have to maneuver it just right. Because the North and South issue has always been very tricky. It varies from place to place, spot to spot. You see how it's going on the inside that controls the outside. And the outside, man, is not adhering to what's going on the inside, meaning the end of hostilities and the truce and the half 60, the soft defensive stance. However, whatever label you want to put on it, the streets are not fucking recognizing that clecha. They're not recognizing that ceasefire, okay? In fact, the streets are pushing the agenda of more guerra, more war. Whether it's a rap beef or a street beef or barrio warfare, that's what the streets are crying out for. That's what people like. We live in a world of drama, a world of hate, a world of intensity, a world that can get you fucking smoked when you were just laying on a feathered pillow. It's different nowadays. So if you involve yourself in that, you got to really be prepared for repercussions and actions. Now, as far as the guys from down south, and what I've been hearing is that a lot of them, especially a lot of the youngsters, the young gang members, man, that have a bone to pick with the North, are feeling some type of way. And they're feeling like Adam is overstepping the linea. He's overstepping his comfort zone and what he should be doing. You know, I think Adam bringing Norteños onto No Jumper is a great thing. At the end of the day, when you push for raza as a whole, man, anytime any brown man gets any love like that and can get nationally recognized or publicized for the work that they've put in as far as music, not gang life, man, that's different. It doesn't count anyway. So you're going to get recognized on the calles and behind them walls for the work that you put in. But as far as their music talents and their acting skills or whatever it may be, whatever they're involved in, you know, it's a great thing. Because the raza, let's just be truthful and honest, man, we don't get a lot of push. We don't get a lot, there's not a lot of transparency when it comes to the raza because we got to keep things quiet. There's certain things that we can't speak on. So when you go onto these social media platforms, at the end of the day, no matter what you guys say or no matter what people think, Adam is still a white man, brother. Coffee, right? And so to be allowed by a white man, because it always seems like we have to be allowed, right, as brown people, it just is what it is, man. It could be a good thing or it could be a bad thing. More good for you, more bad for him. Because people are not respecting it. And like I said in my video yesterday, man, when it comes to Adam, specifically Adam, you know, there's a lot of fucking caca in his name, man. There's a lot of people that don't like him for whatever reason. I myself personally don't really care for the individual just because some of the things he's done in the past and how I feel he treats the raza, specifically in the past. Maybe not now, but the way he did. And that's it. It has nothing to do with any other weird shit. You know, I clown a little bit, have a good time. But at the end of the day, man, there's nothing really concrete that says that he's a fucking chum or he's done this, man. There's no paperwork dictating that. It's only the hearsay, the he said, she said. And that's enough to make a person kind of step back and rethink the situation. Now, him bringing Norteños onto his podcast is leading to a lot more drama on social media. Now, it seems like people are saying he's stirring the pot. He's trolling. He's doing certain things to cause guerra. Now, I don't know if that's the truth, man. Let's be honest. Let's be real here. You know, do people honestly think that one white man, one guy, man, can cause that much controversy, that much chaos? No, absolutely not. He doesn't have the credibility or have what it takes to cause that type of conflict because the vatos that really count, man, can end it or start it with just one snap of the fingers. That's real life. But what we do have is someone that is providing the issue to be the issue. Okay, some people are taking it as disrespect, especially vatos from down south. They don't want Norteños coming over there and establishing. They don't want no invasion or what they feel are Norteños being comfortable in their area. Now, the Norteños feel the exact same way, Holmes. For the longest, do you think that they've been comfortable with having Southsiders in their backyard? Absolutely not. Nobody is comfortable. That's why there's constant warfare and guerra, you know, in the northern side of California. That's why it's constantly back and forth. That's why individuals that have really spilt sangre and really fucking have to go out there and keep their shit on swivel every day don't want to fucking adapt to what's going on the inside. Because we all know the end of hostilities is a great thing for one or two reasons. One, it brings the gente closer to work hand in hand against opposition that might pose a threat to our ethnicity, right? But also even more so than that, it was able to show that together as a people, not only the raza, but the whites, brother, and the brothers, man. Together, man, we are a stronger group against the canine, the administration, man. They were able to overcome and win and, you know, get the guys from that were in the back slammed down in the shoe doing indeterminates. Get them back out on the linea, you know, and it's not for criminal activities. If they choose to involve and indulge in that, that's on them. But more so, it was for humanity, man, to help people that were going through a struggle that nobody was fucking caring about. See, when motherfucking youngsters are out there doing crime and they're out there gangbanging and really getting involved, they're not thinking about what happens later. See, it don't get greater later. It gets worse. You heard? Right? It gets real bad. See, you won't ultimately understand until you're in the shoe or until you're in the oil looking at the cracks in the ceiling like an X-rated song and realizing, fuck, bro, no more pussy. No more tacos from the taco truck. No more any of that. Now all you have is a whole bunch of lefty gunplays running around in the yard and a whole bunch of lazy boys, man, talking about, bro, bring me a sopa, bring me a sopa. And those who have went through that know what it is. You sacrifice all your freedoms and liberties, man, for a cause that you truly believe in. And I'm not saying you're wrong for it. And I'm not poisoning you saying gangbanging ain't a reality of life and you don't know what you signed up for. But until you're really sitting in them shoes, until you're really facing life, until you're really facing the death row and death penalty, until you're really facing real life repercussions for your actions, you won't understand. Until you really made a mother cry, Holmes, will you understand that now they're going to try to make yours? That's just how it is. That's the realities of life. Now, Adam sparking this flame, or Lightweight being blamed for sparking this flame again between North and South, man, that's a bad situation. That is definitely playing with fire, because people are going to feel like maybe this guy is instigating shit. I think by him bringing bands and Gold-Toes on, and I can tell you anytime Gold-Toes is involved with any type of podcast, it's strictly business, man. It's for love of the raza, and it's for a bag, and it's for business, and it's to help promote his artists, to take him to the next level, man. Because that guy thinks outside of the box. He's done it for so many years. That is why he pushed on to Southern California to help rap artists there. That is why he wanted to, bread people up and game them up and show them how to fucking make money. Not only does he have the connects to get you in the industry, but he wants to spread the wealth within every side. North side, south side, it's all the same side, right? He wants to show love. And of course, he was hated at the doorstep. Before he could even knock at the door, there was people opening it, trying to drag him in, trying to do something to him. It was all bad. I've seen several podcasters talking about the Norteños are invading. The Norteños are invading. You know what I mean? Bye. Nah, it wasn't nothing like that. Vato was merely trying to go out there and get some bread, bro, because people are very talented on the southern side, just like the northern side. The talent is everywhere. The raza never gets a chance to show that talent, man. Because for one reason or another, man, we are like blackballed from the industry. And not because anyone has done that because we pose a threat, because we've done it to ourselves. Everybody is scared of how true and how real the gangs get in the Mexican lifestyle. Because being a Mexican ain't just having pride for your cultura and fucking huevos and chorizo and papas and fucking tortillas. Hey, it's fucking colors. It's going out on the streets. It's really being about your business. That's just the way we were bred, the way we were laced up. It's tribalism at its best, man. We have warrior spirit, warrior blood. And the only way to be a warrior is to go through war. Now, the gente that talk about it that have never been through it, they have no reason to talk. Individuals like myself and several others that have been through the guerra, have fought that good fight or even that bad fight and know exactly what it is and what the end game is, man, are of an understanding. And no one can tell us any different. See, Adam is not of that understanding. He doesn't know what he's doing. Okay, he brings bands on. He brings fucking Gold-Toes on. He brings Lazy on. Cool, man. Hey, I'm sure he negotiated this and he's bringing Norteños on. It is what it is. To me, I'm like, good. It's about fucking time, right? Just like it's about time when I seen Southsiders go up north and do their thing. I'm like, it's about fucking time, bro. I hope everybody wins. Let's all get this paper. But here's my trip on it. Adam trolling wearing the red uniform and trying to look all militant with some real soldados. Come on now, bro. Stop it. Stop it. You don't need to do all that. Be yourself. Stop trying to be or affiliate yourself with what other people do. Stop trying to live through them because you don't live through them, bro. In fact, you die through them. If you really know what it is, you know what it is. If certain individuals take something you're doing as disrespect, doesn't matter who you are, what ethnicity you are, especially when dealing with Mexicans, bro, that's it. Cancel every Christmas. Because Rocky don't smoke and Rocky don't joke. See, Rocky will peel the cap, but the brother, right? That's how it is. When you're dealing with Mexicans, man, and I hate to say this, man, but we're a very ruthless people within our own. It starts in the home, right? Mexicans, and this is why a lot of the brothers beef with Mexicans in Southern California, and there's a lot of tension on them yards, man. Mexicans have too much pride. They want to be the leaders of the free world. Only nothing's free. They want to get their motherfucking paper, homes. They want to do what they want to do, and ain't no one going to tell them because sheer numbers, the way that they act, the way they conduct themselves, is going to prove what they need to prove. That's one thing about a Mexican. They're hard workers, homes, and they put in hard work. And that's just it. So with it, whether it's in prison or outside of prison, man, every move you make is calculated. Chess, not checkers. That's why when I see these individuals like, say, Lefty Gunplay or Lazy or all these guys going back and forth and dissing in songs and all that, I understand the end game is money. I understand it's all about fucking the views and whatever and the clout or whatever you may say. But, man, there's real guys that are sitting down that have nothing to do with that might feel a certain way about that. So Adam needs to understand and recognize exactly what he's doing, who he's fooling with. And this is not the Crips and the Bloods here, bro. This is not, the brothers going back and forth. Because you got to understand, a long time ago, the brothers came together as one after the Rodney King incident and all that. to stand firmly together. And there still is Crips and Bloods beef, hood shit, Crips and Crips, Bloods and Bloods. There's all that. But they came together in unity as a people, man, to go for a bigger cause. And the bigger cause they were struggling for was, the black cause. Mexicans don't do that, bro. There's been a few times where we united, like in the Youth Authority, man, against other ethnicities for whatever the case may be. But 9 times out of 10, bro, it was always guerra. It was always a beef. A lot of the people don't even know what it started from or what it stems from because they don't know the historia. You know how many times people ask me about the history of North and South and got it all fucking mixed up? Don't understand that there was never no North and South way back in the days. It wasn't that. It was Mexicans in California, period. It was raza. And when a certain group started, man, and they came together to fucking basically protect the oppressed, protect the people that were going through oppression and getting raped and robbed and pillaged in prison, man. They just happened to be from Southern California. And there was vatos from that group from Northern California as well. It wasn't a North or South thing. That wasn't even thought of or even brought up. Do you understand that the administration kind of divided people and kind of made it that way? People don't understand the CDC are the ones that gave the labels norteños and sureños, Northern Hispanics and Southern Hispanics, Northern raza and Southern raza. They're the ones that did that. Okay? Groups broke up. People say, oh, well, the NF, they were norteños. They were not norteños. They were all started by guys from the Southern California area. The whole group, right? Somewhere along the line, in order, once they're slammed back in the holes, in order to keep that movement pushing, homes, you need soldados. Okay? And so they just happen to get soldados predominantly from Northern California. That's just how that went. And I can get deep into that historia, but again, man, there's things that shouldn't be spoken on here on YouTube. Whatever's, you could Google it or go to other channels, man. It's not for me to say it, right? But I will say this, right? That shit gets deep. It's enriched with a lot of history, a lot of cultura, a lot of Mexican sacrifice, a lot of Chicano sacrifice. So vatos take the shit serious, and it's understandable. I understand because I once was serious about it. And I am still serious about my cultura. So when I see people like Adam, man, inviting opposition to places, man, and not thinking of the repercussions it can have for one whole group, one whole entity, and how people are going to start disrespecting and people are going to start running their necks, how that could have an impact on people losing their lives, on people not being allowed to go to places. See, prior to, this, and there's two sides to every coin. It's a good thing that Adam's finally allowing people to get their shine. But at the end, who's going to lose? It could quite possibly be him. He could quite possibly be sacrificed, man, without realizing it. He's playing with fucking a lot of fire. You might think that, some of these guys he's bringing on, oh, they're just rappers. They're just this, they're just that. But they're part of something that's bigger than them. Do you understand? As you see on the thumbnail, there's a real soldados right there. Northern guys sacrificing, going through struggles in federal prisons, state prisons, man. It gets real thick. It gets deeper than just the streets. The street definitely does impact what's going on behind there. And everybody's watching. And everybody's waiting. And when they figure out and realize, whoever it may be, that this guy is stirring up conflict and controversy that's going to fuck up their business, well, then now it's time to fucking get all up in his business. And it's ugly. So he really needs to watch what he's doing. I've seen for several years now the conflict that Adam starts. And people say, oh, why are you fucking with Adam? Oh, man, he's just trying to do his job. Well, his job impacts people's real lives. See, the bottom line is this. Not the bottom line of the money you get. The bottom line is, when you really fucking are causing conflict, even if it's worth the views and it's worth the money, it's really not worth your life. So you have to sit back and kind of realize that. Anyways, with that being said, guess what, man? Just because it's Sunday and I feel like doing it, how about we drop a fucking Super Norteño video? Let me know in the comments if you want me to drop another Super Norteño video today. I got a good one. Let's just say this. It involves Compton. Oh, wait. You don't even know. With that being said, what do you guys think? Do you guys think Adam's playing with fire, man? Or do you think it's just all bullshit and ain't no one going to do nothing anyways? That's what everyone always says, man. But unless you've really seen people fucking stuck through their neck, blasted, jaws broke, nose leaking, guards shooting on the tower, vatos getting hit with batons, then you'll understand the North and South is very serious, man. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Heavy's going to be the head that wears the crown. I'm going to continue to strive, struggle, and strive for what I truly and honestly believe in. And that's the betterment of all people. Adam, you better get your head out of your ass before they push it in there deeper. And then you be like Wes Watson. Oh! That felt good. Bang, bang. Gunner gang.